But it's as simple as that. We want movement. We do not want to keep our head down. We do not want to keep our feet still. We do not ever want to focus on rotating. I swear to you, if you swing back and forth, your body will get out of the way, which is much better than rotating it out of the way. It's much better when it's forced out of the way, which it will be. Your arms will come down and your foot will push everything back out of the way.
Winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Padraig Harrington.
This is kind of part two. How do we progress this? Okay, well, now you're going to need to go to the golf course, or you're going to need to go to the driving range. You're going to have to hit some shots. Okay, so we have the motion going back and forth, lovely rhythm, hands releasing, everything nice and loose. By the way, by swinging back and forth, believe it or not, will improve your grip as well, because you can't have a funky grip and keep the plane and rhythm. Okay, so that alone will work on your grip. So back and forth nicely. The next progression is to put a golf ball there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you probably could put 10 balls, but 5, 6, 7, 8 balls in a row. I'm doing 4 here. Line up and just start in front, push that club front, and just walk down the line and hit it, okay? Not too worried about the strike, even though what you'll find is you'll hit it really well because it's nice and athletic. So you do that 4 or 5, 6, 7 of those. Again, we love the idea that we have to step. The progression for this is do at an angle. So do it at 30-degree angle with the golf balls, because when we step forward, we actually want to step into a 30-degree line. That's going to be our strongest driving point. So you don't have to worry about that. Just put them in a 30-degree line, like so, forward. Nice draw, nice draw, nice draw. I'm going to hit a fade. Okay, so that is a brilliant drill for you. It gets you moving the right way. Everything's coordinated. Not once in all of this have I said to anybody that you've got to turn your body. I haven't told you how to move your feet. I haven't told you anything. They all respond when we allow that athletic movement. When you go here, you will respond to the movement. Okay, so we've got that done in a line. Now our next progression, probably a little bit further down the road, is actually to do that same drill with what I did for the last one there. I'm cutting this a little short because I'm not going to do 10 balls. Well, I'm going to hit a fade and a draw. So to hit my fade, see the way I still push it forward, fade, draw. Don't worry about the strike too much. And a nice draw in the end, a little hook. Okay, so that's your next progression, hitting shapes. Very straightforward. Now, that's all you need to do to have a coordinated golf swing in rhythm. So why doesn't it transfer over? And I've seen this happen. I've seen players on the golf course and they've taken their practice swing. I remember all good golfers will take a practice swing. They always start that way. They always start their practice forward and back. And I've seen good players do it. And then when they get over the ball, they have some sort of funny loop going on, okay? So why doesn't this transfer? Well, the reason it doesn't transfer is because people get hung up on 2 things, as far as I can see. They get hung up on trying to keep their head in position. You cannot have an athletic swing if you lock your head down. Even a head that stays relatively still is not locked down in the neck. Okay, there's still movement. Most people, and especially as you get older, somebody like me, I don't have the mobility. My head is going to rotate. That's not a problem. I can keep an eye on the ball. It's not a problem. You'll hit it further by lifting your head in the backswing because you'll have to come down. It's not a problem. As I said, we were able to do it here because we weren't worried about our head. Now when we get here, people are, oh, I've got to keep my head down. By all means, keep an eye on the ball. No problem with that. But you can keep an eye on the ball. I can see the ball from here. So head down is not the answer. It 100% is the worst thing you can do as a beginner, or even later on. This is not going to help you compared to that lovely athletic move, okay? So we want to make sure that our head is somewhat mimicking that movement that I have there. See the lovely movement? I'm kind of following the club, which is okay. I said when the ball is there, I'll just make sure I keep an eye on the ball and then release up to, your head has got to finish up here, okay? If you think your head finishes anywhere like that, you're in trouble. Your head, it can stay in the shot there, but it has to finish up high with your right shoulder and everything up this way, okay? So that's one reason why it wouldn't cross over. And the second reason is people are worried about keeping their feet still. Again, couldn't be, it's so bad for you to think that your feet should lock down. There's no way I can make, like, there's just nothing in that. I fit about half the distance and I'm able to use my hands and arms. I'm got coordination. Your feet have got to move similar to what we just did. Okay? So that heel on the way back turns a little bit that way. That one spins, the thigh kind of spins towards the target that way. Just nice and moving. If you're 13 years of age and you're fit as a fiddle and flexible, you'll probably be able to make all these movements with your feet looking like they're staying on the ground. If you're like my age, anywhere older, watch the difference in backswing, right? That's as far as I get with my left heel on the ground, unless I cheat it with something else. Whereas if I lift my heel, so that same swing here, with my heel lift, you can see how far it's gone. So the end of the swing, it's actually that little bit of lift. Don't be afraid of it. It will make you more athletic. It will make you in a better position to get down after the ball. So again, we have got to get used to stepping. So plenty of practice, just like the drill of hitting balls on the line, which covers everything without you thinking. Just hit the ball on the line. If only I could convince you just to hit the balls on the line, you wouldn't have to think of anything. But if for those who don't want to do that, the next progression would be, there's two ways to do this. I would recommend take a normal stance, bring that one back and just step into it. Again, you can see my head's up, my chest is up, my shoulders up high, all the way through. So I went boom up through. It's easy to do that when you step, because that step makes you go left. As you can see, I'm all the way over here left. So when I explode up, I'm exploding up on this side of the ball, where a lot of amateurs who don't step or don't move, they explode up because they know they've got to go up to hit it, but they're doing it too far back behind and catching way too far back. Okay, so stepping, moving your feet, we can tidy it up later, but do this starting off with. Athleticism is so important. Get it into your swing, then you can tidy that up. Okay, I think the stepping back and forth, a couple of pauses. Later on we'll add a bit of speed, but that would be in another tip. At the moment it's just nice back and forth, hit that ground like so, and we're going to do this with a step. You can actually, if you wanted to do the double step, this is more long drive stuff, but if you wanted to do the double step, again, you start forward, you push back. This is all covered when you're hitting the ball on the line. You don't even have to think about this, but if you want to do it in a static position, step, like so. I'll hit the ball a little further like that. There's no doubt about it. A little bit more powerful. I will do that as a training drill to get that speed into my golf swing. The extra, 2-3 mile an hour that I get, it's not worth the risk on the golf club to introduce that on the golf course. So I don't do it on the course, but I always do it in training just to get my speeds up. But it's as simple as that. We want movement. We do not want to keep our head down. We do not want to keep our feet still. We do not ever want to focus on rotating. I swear to you, if you swing back and forth, your body will get out of the way, which is much better than rotating it out of the way. It's much better when it's forced out of the way, which it will be. Your arms will come down and your foot will push everything back out of the way just by swinging back and forth. As easy as that. I cannot convince you everybody should do this. And remember, you get to watch your friends on the golf course who aren't doing it, and most of them are taking practice swings like this. That's it. You're better off not taking the practice swing. That's not doing you harm. the last thing I would say on this, do it one-handed, both hands. So again, you'll always start forward, get used to swinging one-handed. Again, you kind of see it shoulder height here, rip through everything up, and then I'll switch to right hand, which gives a great feeling. If you're using right hand, I'm right hand dominant, it gives me a much better feeling of release. That club is coming up and releasing. I'm trying to get from kind of that sort of, I don't know what angle you call that. It's not, maybe it's 45-degree angle. It's a little steeper than 45, to the same angle here at this point. Okay, so it's up and up. Lovely to have right one hand swings. Again, you'll see the only way to do that is to have those feet moving, little steps going on, and your head moving. All those things will build up the coordination and rhythm in your golf swing. You do that, doesn't matter how long you've been playing the game, this will not do you any harm, will make you a better player, keep you on playing, and make the game a lot easier down the road. If you have a comment or suggestion about future videos, please put it in the comments below. If you enjoyed or found these videos helpful, please like or subscribe down below to encourage me to do more.